Hey guys, Predzilla here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about some more Godzilla movie news. In this video, we are going to be covering some of the Godzilla vs. Kong concept art that has recently been revealed. We have a lot of concept art to go over, and I imagine whenever I upload this video, there's probably going to be more concept art by the time I upload the video, so I'm going to have to make another video, I don't know, hopefully soon. My schedule's kind of been all over the place recently. But getting into it, the first thing that we have of concept art, we have of Godzilla and Kong fighting in Hong Kong, which seems very, very familiar. I wonder where I've seen this before. But out of that, we have a underwater fight concept art of Godzilla and Kong obviously fighting underwater, which is pretty cool. And then we have a aircraft carrier fight concept art, which seems that the fight was originally going to be taking place at night, which is interesting. Although I will say, it being in the daytime is probably a really good idea, but I think it would have been pretty cool to see it at night. I'm not gonna lie, though. That's just like for the concept art. It might have not have been as good as I think it would have been in the movie itself. Being in action and all that kind of stuff, like the execution. But I just think that it would be really cool. I feel like it would be more suspenseful, Godzilla coming for Kong, not being able to see Godzilla, where he's at, and then, Godzilla coming and attacking Kong, and the fight goes on, and yada yada. Or it could have worked as, like, a nightmare, like Gia has a nightmare of Godzilla coming at night and attacking Kong and possibly, like, killing Kong, and then, obviously, Gia would wake up and be like, oh, a nightmare. And then Godzilla would end up coming. But, maybe they would be actually prepared for Godzilla and, things would work out obviously differently and Kong would not die in the fight. Or, I don't know, something like that, just throwing out some some guesses of what could have happened in the movie. Although, the movie's already out, so there's no changing it. Anyways, we have another aircraft carrier fight concept, which is one of my favorite concept arts that we have so far of Godzilla vs. Kong. I think it looks really cool. Kong does look a bit small here, but I like how he's like kind of holding Godzilla by his throat, about to punch him in the face. I think it looks really cool. Obviously, it seems like maybe Kong might have had a better chance at fighting Godzilla in the concept art than it was actually in the movie, because boy did Kong struggle, which is very unfortunate. Next we have is a concept art of Godzilla looking very menacing. I'm not sure where this would be taking place. I'm guessing possibly during the Apex attack in Florida. Maybe like when Godzilla arrives and he's like looking all angry and menacing and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, something like that. And then we have a image of Godzilla and Kong on the aircraft carrier, which we've already seen before. So this isn't necessarily concept art, but I figured I would put it in here anyways. Then we have a concept art of Kong fighting the war bats, which is always really cool to see. And then we have concept art of the Hellhawks, which depicts them being much more larger than they are actually in the film, and that probably would have been more terrifying, if I'm being completely honest, because the Hellhawks were, in my opinion anyways, pretty spooky and very ugly. So I think them being much more larger would have been worse, in a good way, anyways. And then we have actually in the same concept art, we see a new Hollow Earth vehicle that wasn't in the movie. This one is an actual vehicle, that kind of drives around, and not the Heave, which is more of like a floating, kind of hovering vehicle. And then we have a concept art of the Hollow Earth in general, which looks more cave-like than the Hollow Earth is in the movie, which I think is, it looks pretty cool. Obviously, it has the kind of neon lights in it, which are still in the Hollow Earth, kind of. Although the blue glowing rocks in the Hollow Earth, I thought looked a bit odd. I feel like it didn't really blend too well with the environment, like the daylight kind of thing. I don't know, it just looked weird to me, but that's just my opinion on that. We also see one of the new Titans in this concept art. I can't remember the name of this Titan, but the fan name that the fans have given him is Doug. So we get to see a concept of Doug, or at least one of the Doug Titans, the Titanus Doug, or something like that. And we also have another concept art of the Warbats. One of the Warbats seemed to be what Playmates used as a reference to make their Warbat figure, because it looks a lot like the Warbat that we see the Playmates have made. So that could have been like the reference that they used, which is pretty interesting, I think. And then we have another concept art of Kong fighting a Warbat. This one looks like it might not have any, like, the frills / wings that the Warbats have. Or it might just be like the frills are folded down, kind of like in the movie when Kong kills the first Warbat and then is fighting the other one. Kong kind of like folds down the frills around the body and starts swinging the Warbat around. So that might be what's going on here, because Kong is holding the Warbat around the area where the frills would be, so maybe it's kind of like folded down. But that doesn't look like it has the frills, so there's no really saying for sure. And then we have another concept art of Kong and the Warbat, which is another one of my favorite concept arts that we see from Godzilla vs. Kong. I think this one looks really cool. It's all like silhouetted and whatnot. And then we have a concept art of one of the other new Titans that I also believe has a official name, but I can't remember what the name is. But there is another name for this Titan, which is called Rock Critter, which comes from another concept art, and I believe the name Rock Critter comes from the creator of this concept art, so it's kind of like a secondary name, or that might end up actually being the official name of this Titan, which I wouldn't have a issue with. And I also like that we see a comparison between the Rock Critter and a human, and we also have like a bunch of different images of the Rock Critter that shows the changes in the design and what it might have looked like and how it's all mashed together. Like, oh, this is in this design's kind of being mixed together, something like that. I think it's pretty cool. I like seeing the concept art and how things developed being what they are in the movie. It's always really interesting to see. Next we have concept art of the Ghidorah skull, which looks, relatively the same with all the images that we have of it, minus like the kind of different color changes of the skull. Also, some of the skulls have like, different designs in like the eye holes, the nose holes, and how the teeth are, and some of them are like kind of damaged and all that kind of stuff, which is all really cool. I would love to have like a little diorama of the Ghidorah skull, like that I could have on my shelf or something like that, because it's kind of like a thing they do with like crocodile or alligator skulls or snake skulls or any kind of animal skull. That have like the skulls of them and people like collect them and all that kind of stuff. I think something like that, if they made something like that, I think that'd be really cool, but I doubt they would ever make something like that. But moving on, we have Mechagodzilla concept art, which this is probably like my favorite part out of all the concept art, is seeing all of the Mechagodzilla concept art and all the changes of the Mechagodzilla design. Although from what we've seen, we haven't really seen too many dramatic. That's not the right word. Dramatic. I don't know. Large. That's what we're going to go with. Changes in the design with the concept art. Because for all the concept art we've seen of Mechagodzilla so far, they all look relatively the same. Though obviously there being some changes. But we have one concept art of Mechagodzilla and Godzilla in battle, which looks awesome. And then we have a few of Mechagodzilla, kind of getting ready up. Him, not sure what you could call it. Oh, hi, nice to you to join us. My cat just jumped on my lap. Being raised up and him being all kind of crouched down and ready to be kind of, charged up and, to fight the Scroll Caller. And then we have another one of Mechagodzilla in the Apex facility, but a pretty big change in this design is on the tail tip. It's like all kind of like jagged and sharp and, has a bunch of other sharp points on it, which I think looks really cool. I think it would have been really cool if they went with this instead of what they have in the movie, which I still do like what it was in the movie, but I think this one looks cooler, like all the kind of all spiky and whatnot. But that's just my opinion on it. But unfortunately, that is it for today. Like I said, there's most likely going to be a lot more concept art, so do expect another video on concept art soon. I'm probably going to separate the concept art in, having concept art in a separate video and the other movie news in another video, because it kind of just makes it easier for me, which is what I did for this video, because I do have other movie news that I was planning on covering in this video, but I just have a lot of concept art to talk about, so I figured I'd just do a separate video and then, work my way down the news, or I don't know, something like that. And also, a special guest, my cat. Say hi. Alright, you can lay in my lap. Oh, your nails are digging my leg. Alright, anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. My throat hurts, so I'm gonna, I don't know, probably drink something and go to bed, because I'm tired. Probably not. I'll probably play video games. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.